In the 8th month of pregnancy, I was pushed down the stairs by Victor's white moonlight. Victor wept bitterly and brought in the top obstetrician to perform surgery on me. After the child's first cry, it lost its breath. In the ward, still not fully awake from the anesthesia, I heard him talking to the doctor. "Victor, the child has already been born, there's no need to suffocate it, right? Even if it's for Miss Lynn, the child is innocent after all." Victor gently stroked my face. "Lynn wanted to have my first child, so Elaine had to be a little wronged. But, there's no but, I will compensate her with money and love for a lifetime." I filed for divorce. He disagrees. "Is it really worth it over such a trivial matter? Haven't I treated you well? The newborn baby was strangled to death. I would rather completely die under anesthesia than hear such cruel news." Tears streamed down. Victor gently wiped away my tears and spoke softly. "Did you have a nightmare? Poor thing, don't be afraid, your husband is here." Then, a moist sensation came from my forehead. He kissed me. His touch made me unable to suppress the sound of vomiting. I had to wake up. Looking into his worried eyes, I felt a moment of daze. I selfishly don't want to admit that the conversation just now was real. Victor is still the gentle, considerate good man he has always been, still my husband. I slowly asked, "Where is the child?" "I want to see." Victor sighed heavily, simply bending down to hold me. I beat desperately, howling. "Where is the child? Where is my baby? Give him back to me." "Woo-woo. Elaine? Calm down." Victor's voice was stern, carrying an undeniable authority. "Be good, will you? The baby has already settled in the best cemetery, surrounded by people of good character. Our child is so lovely, they will all treat him well. Let's pray for the baby together, shall we?" I nodded and silently chanted, just to guide the little one. A ringtone from a mobile phone broke the silence. The moment Victor's phone screen went dark, I saw the caller ID. "Lynn baby. He and his baby together killed my baby. Now, he still wants to go meet his baby. My name is Victor," who turned and walked away. "What are you going to do about Lynn pushing me? If I say that she didn't do it on purpose, would you believe me?" At this moment, Victor is still defending Lynn. Just as I had stopped crying, tears streamed down my face again in an instant. He walked over with a pained expression, took my hand, and said, "Don't cry, it hurts me. Don't worry, I will punish Lynn. Rest well, I won't disturb you anymore." I thought I would be able to see Lynn being reprimanded, but in reality, I was humiliating myself. Lynn came over with her pregnant belly, carrying the glory of a victor. There was no trace of makeup coming off on her delicate face. I felt a sudden sense of unease. Victor did not scold her. "What are you here for?" She smiled and gently lifted her clothes, revealing her protruding belly underneath. There were actually several red marks on it. "Victor is so bad, punishing me like this." I almost had a contraction from being kissed. I clenched my fingers tightly, forcing myself to calm down. I can't lose face in front of her. I pretended to smile and clicked my tongue. "It seems Victor doesn't care about you at all, he wants you to give birth early." Lynn's expression changed drastically. "That's not what Brother Victor means." "Oh? One dares to kiss, and the other dares to allow it. You two both seem very ignorant." Lynn, in anger, sat down by the bed, changing to a look of anxious worry. "My poor older sister, how pitiful you are," the child cried out, "yet it has died." My body trembles uncontrollably, biting my tongue to force myself to calm down. A smile on my face, but not in my heart. I am not pitiful, after all, I can still have children in the future. I gave birth to the true heir of the Fu family, while you only gave birth to a bastard who will never be able to stand in the spotlight. Lynn seemed to have heard the biggest joke in the world, laughing so hard that she almost fell off the bed. She rubbed her aching cheeks from laughing. "You still don't know that you don't have a uterus? Ha ha ha, Brother Victor didn't mean to hide it, you mustn't blame him, he was just being kind and thinking of you." My whole body felt as if it were in an ice cellar, cold to the bone. My chattering teeth clashed together, a pain that was hard to bear. The so-called self-esteem that Lynn had insisted on since coming in was now thrown to the ground, crushed into pieces. Strength was shattered into dust by the impact. I picked up the cup and smashed it at her, screaming madly, "Get out! You get out!" Lynn, in a panic, retreated towards the door, and as she walked away, she didn't forget to disgust me. "I kindly told you, and you still hit me. You deserve to have no uterus, a failed life." "Oh, Victor brother, look at sister, she has resentment in her heart for losing her child, and she vents it on me, wanting me to lose my child too." Standing at the door, Victor lovingly wrapped his arms around Lynn, carefully helping her out. He didn't even spare me an extra glance. After a while, Victor returned. With a slightly sorrowful gaze, he looked at me. He didn't speak, and I didn't either. In the end, he helplessly shook his head. "Elaine? You've really defeated me. Even if you lay a hand on Lynn, I can't blame you, after all, you're my wife." Ridiculous, truly ridiculous. He so easily assumes it's my fault without distinguishing right from wrong. And hypocritically says he can't blame me. I fear he uses the same reasoning for Lynn, who pushed me down the stairs. "You really are full of love." I mocked him, and he just smiled and patted my head. "I know you didn't mean it. Lynn is very understanding and promised me she wouldn't hold you accountable for what you did to her." I'm so annoyed by his condescending, saintly tone. I roar, "I did it on purpose. Victor, you took it upon yourself to remove my uterus, and then let Lynn humiliate me. You are so shameless. I only had a cesarean to give birth to a child, why did you have to remove my uterus?" Victor's expression was unnatural as he urgently explained. "This was an accident. The doctor informed me that if the uterus was not removed, you would be in danger of losing your life, which is why I signed the consent form." "Stop pretending, it's you who is behind this." He was anxious. "Why don't you believe anything I say? Elaine, I am your husband, not your enemy. Even if I don't have a uterus and can't have children in the future, I will never abandon you. I will protect you for a lifetime, give you money, give you love, and provide you with enough sense of security." I looked at the man in front of me, so unfamiliar. The man who killed our child and took away my uterus said he would treat me well for a lifetime. I raised my hand and pointed at his heart. But I didn't want to be squeezed in here with other women. At this point, Victor understood. "Elaine, don't worry, you are the only young mistress of the Fu family. Lynn is very obedient, she just wants my love and won't compete with you for the inheritance. Your position, she won't take, nor can she take it. If she oversteps, I will deal with her myself. I swear, she will definitely not shake your position. If you don't believe me, I can have a lawyer notarize it," Victor said with utmost certainty. It was as if he thought giving me money and status was enough. He didn't understand what I wanted. A simple home. With children, with me, with him, a home filled with love. I stared at him numbly and said, "Let's get a divorce." He firmly disagreed, asking if it was worth it over such a trivial matter. "Haven't I treated you well? I've given you all my assets, aren't you satisfied?" "Never satisfied. So what do you want?" "Your life." "All right, take your life. As long as you can be happy." He gazed affectionately, full of genuine feelings. I asked him, almost as if possessed, "Do you still love me?" He sighed in relief and held me. "Love? If I didn't love you, how could I give you money to spend? What about the child?" "The child you killed?" After a moment of panic, Victor blurted out a set of excuses. Due to placental abruption and high rupture of membranes, the child died from asphyxia as soon as it was born. "Did you not strangle it?" "Elaine, what nonsense are you talking about? You're not thinking straight right now, I'm going to find a psychiatrist." Victor fled in panic. His reaction had already confirmed it. I broke down and cried again. A psychiatrist came and gave me a sedative. I have to be honest if I want to be discharged. After being discharged from the hospital, Victor would handle his work early every day and come back to have dinner with me. He pretended to be a good husband. In reality, after I fell asleep, he would sneak out. He thought I didn't know. I used to sleep very soundly, and that was because I trusted Victor. Now, I suffer from nervous exhaustion, and even the slightest noise will wake me. After that, I can never fall back asleep, staying awake until dawn. Victor seems very nervous about me. He has the nanny supervise me. Even going to the bathroom for more than 15 minutes is not allowed. The maid would knock loudly on the door, informing me that if I didn't come out, she would break it down. I told her to stay away from me. In return, she simply said it was the master's order, and madam shouldn't make it difficult for her. Forget it. I won't be angry with her. I need to take good care of myself during the confinement period. Once the baby is born, my body will instinctively produce milk. But, there are no babies to feed anymore. I cry from time to time. After crying, I grit my teeth and tell myself not to cry, not to cry. The child doesn't want their mother to keep crying. After my confinement, I went to see my in-laws. They feigned concern and warmth. It was utterly insincere. They didn't visit me during my hospitalization and confinement because they found me unlucky. The more wealthy and noble they are, the more they believe in these superstitions. I actually want to bring bad luck and see Victor go bankrupt. My grandmother took out a few jewelry necklaces and gave them to me. I accepted without a moment's hesitation. To leave this place, money is essential. Only money will not betray me. Seeing me accept them, my in-laws' few remaining feelings of embarrassment vanished. I also speak frankly. I want a divorce, but he disagrees. You help me get a divorce. My father-in-law refused. That's not possible. Everyone in the circle knows you had a premature birth. If you divorce during this time, where will Victor's face be placed? The grandmother interjected, if you didn't know better, you might think Victor did something to wrong you. Damaging his image is equivalent to damaging the company's image. Absolutely not. They are very firm in their refusal. It seems we need to find some leverage. At that moment, Victor unexpectedly returned, bringing Lynn with him. Lynn sweetly called out to uncle and aunt. The in-laws were a bit surprised, but having seen many scenes like this before, they quickly resumed normal conversation. This was a great opportunity. I candidly said, the child in Lynn's belly is Victor's. Is this reason enough for a divorce? My in-laws were greatly shocked, and seeing their son not refute it, their surprise turned into joy. Their gaze towards Lynn became much more amiable. Victor didn't expect me to be so direct, with a hint of anger. Elaine, you. Lynn held him back and gently said, Brother Victor, don't be harsh on sister. Sister is also helping the little one. After all, the little one will soon be able to see Grandpa and Grandma. Victor hummed in agreement and let his in-laws take Lynn inside. His in-laws hesitated but eventually took her with them. Victor walked over, wanting to hug me, but I pushed him away with all my strength. He looked helpless. Elaine, I can agree to anything except divorce. I stared at him intently. You love her, why won't you let me go? I love you too. He took a deep breath, as if he had made a significant decision, and said, if you feel unbalanced in your heart, you can also love someone else. He tightened his grip on my wrist. But in your heart, the vast majority can only be me. You must love me a little deeper. I raised my hand and slapped him. How cheap. Victor smiled in relief. It doesn't hurt. My hand, which I raised again, was grasped by him. Stop messing around, okay? You wouldn't want me to stay out all night, would you? You go out every night. Do you really think I don't know? After I finished speaking, his face turned awkward. Lynn wiped her tears and came out. Victor immediately went up to her, taking away the aggrieved white moonlight. I know this is the in-laws' warning to Lynn. Does Lynn think that getting pregnant means everything will be fine? That she can enter the family? The in-laws won't allow it. They will only keep the mother and send the child away. I failed? Lynn, aren't you also in the same situation? I brought up the divorce with my in-laws again. not giving them any room to refuse. I played the voice recording I had just made, and my in-laws nodded with grim faces. They made me sign a confidentiality agreement, prohibiting me from leaking this audio. I signed it and also received the divorce compensation. Before leaving, I went to the cemetery. There were no photos on the tombstone, just the date of birth and the date of death, the same day. A pain shot through my chest, and I spat out a pool of blood. My only child in this life is right here. You won't blame Mommy for leaving for a while, will you? It must be very cold here, let's go together with Mommy. As I looked at the blue sky and white clouds flashing by from the airplane window, the divorce certificate also flew onto Victor's desk. Victor saw an unsigned envelope. A sense of inexplicable irritation washed over him. He raised his hand and tossed the envelope into the trash can. With a thud, his heart skipped a beat, slowing down for half a moment. His thoughts became a tangled mess, and he lost all focus on his work. For some reason, his gaze kept unconsciously drifting towards the trash can. He had the secretary pick it up. The envelope was in his hands again, and his irritation intensified once more. He was now certain that this envelope was cursed. He wanted to throw it into the trash can again, but he still didn't throw it, his fingers tore it a little. Suddenly, the phone rang. It was Lynn calling. "Brother Victor, hurry, my stomach hurts suddenly." Victor abruptly threw the envelope on the table, grabbed the car keys, and rushed out. Lynn was bleeding a little. The doctor said that for the first pregnancy, dilation usually happens slowly, so come to the hospital when the contractions become regular. Victor accompanied Lynn for the next 3 days. He watched as Lynn joyfully prepared diapers and children's clothes. He couldn't help but think how nice it would have been if he hadn't killed that child back then. His wife, Elaine, must also be looking forward to the arrival of the child like this. It was he who destroyed her dream. Victor secretly vowed that after Lynn gave birth, he would spend more time with Elaine. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but feel a deep longing in his heart. He looked at his phone, but there were no calls or messages. In the past, when he was out socializing and came home late, she would always ask him over and over when he would be back. Once, fueled by alcohol, he got angry and said she was trembling. Since then, she never asked again. Clearly, no one bothered him anymore, so how could he miss her? He was feeling restless and sent a cheeky message. "I'll be home a bit later tonight." He waited and waited, but there was no sign of concern or greetings. He added another line, "Are you asleep?" He comforted himself, thinking that he might really have fallen asleep. How heartless of him, he was still thinking about her. How could she have fallen asleep? "Victor, what are you thinking about? You look so happy." Lynn asked, "Is it because you're excited about the baby being born?" If it were in the past, Victor would definitely have said yes. This time, he didn't. His mouth seemed glued shut, unable to speak. Lynn pouted and glared, angry. "Come and comfort me quickly, or I'll really get mad." Victor suddenly remembered that when he was with Lynn, he was the one who had to coax her. When he was with Elaine, it was different. Because Elaine understood him and would say that men also need to be coaxed. In this comparison, Elaine is still more suitable for him. This thought became even more resolute. This is also why he has always been unwilling to agree to the divorce. He is a merchant. He clearly knows the difference between the flowers at home and the wildflowers outside. He loves Elaine, and Elaine is more suitable for him. Suddenly, he regretted it even more. Why did he want to strangle the child that Elaine had born for him? Victor did not try to comfort Lynn. He drove home like a madman, intending to admit his mistake. In the bedroom, it was extremely quiet. He didn't turn on the light, not wanting the brightness to hurt her eyes. After adjusting his breathing at the door, he slowly walked over. His lover is right there on the bed. His heart races, feeling a bit excited. As he gets closer, he sees more clearly. No one. The light suddenly turned on. Indeed, there was no one. Victor was very angry. The nanny said nervously. Madam said she went to your parents' house, she might have stayed overnight? Victor's unease grew stronger. Elaine would never go to his parents' house to live. Because of the miscarriage, his parents had issues with Elaine and didn't visit even once during the confinement period. Waking up carefully, it was yet another thing he felt sorry for her about. As a husband, he had already taken on the role of a bridge. He had not fulfilled it, not even attempted to. Victor's dad and Victor's mom exchanged a glance and chose to keep it a secret. Elaine isn't here, hasn't she gone back? Victor shouted, don't go back. Did you say something harsh that made Elaine angry? Victor's dad was questioned, feeling annoyed. What kind of attitude is that? Victor's mom pulled at Victor's dad. All right, both of you should say less. Victor, just now Lynn called and said you left her, what's going on? She's at her due date now, could give birth at any moment, you can't just run out this late. Hurry back, don't keep Lynn waiting anxiously. Victor was even more furious. Mom. Do you hear what you're saying? Elaine is your daughter-in-law, not Lynn. Victor's father said sternly, you knew all along, didn't you? Then why did you let her get pregnant with the Fu family's child? If you don't feel ashamed, I certainly do. Victor was left speechless. He dropped a line saying, I'm not going to tell you anymore, and hurried away. He is going to find his wife. But his mind is completely blank. He can't even think of where to look. He's really an idiot. Back then, Elaine's parents were in a car accident, and in their final moments, they entrusted their precious daughter to him. He promised, Teacher, Mrs. Teacher, I will take good care of Elaine. How did he lose her? He didn't save her best friend's phone number. Because no matter when he needed her, she was always there. Now she is no longer waiting for him. A thought arose in Victor's mind, did she not want him anymore? Had she really left? No matter what, she should leave him with something, right? Victor suddenly thought of that unsigned envelope. Trembling, he opened it, and inside was the divorce certificate. Victor opened his phone, dialed Elaine's number, and was prompted that it was turned off. He messaged her on Facebook again and again, but no one answered. He returned home and threw the divorce certificate in front of Fu's father and mother. Who asked you to help her? I said I wouldn't get a divorce. You parents, are you really scheming against your own son? How can you be so shameless? Victor's mother could no longer tolerate it. Elaine threatened us with the recorded voice, saying that if it weren't for us, your reputation would have been damaged long ago. You are no longer the young master of the Fu family. You wouldn't dare to speak to us so disrespectfully. Victor was speechless. His background was all given to him by his family. What did he count for anything? Victor lay on the ground, his heart aching to the point of suffocation. The only person who truly loved him was no longer connected to him in any way. She had flown far away. The phone rang, he glanced at it and turned it off. Victor's mother's phone rang, and after answering, her expression changed. Victor. You need to come back quickly, Lynn says she's going into labor. Victor remained unmoved. Robert slapped hard and said, You've already killed one grandson, do you want to kill a second one? Hurry back. Victor suddenly stood up, as if coming to his senses. Yes, he still had a child. He wanted to go back. After returning, Lynn had nothing to say. In response to Victor's questioning, she simply said lightly that she indeed had a bit of a stomachache and had indeed bled a little. Seeing that Victor was staring at her, she finally compromised. All right, it's because I missed you and wanted you to come back early. I was wrong, go ahead and hit me. Lynn pulled Victor's hand up and pretended to place it on her chest. Victor withdrew. Lynn pouted and apologized, finally managing to coax him back. She went to the second floor, took a shower, and came out, but he still hadn't come up. She urged, Brother Victor, I'm waiting for you at the stairs. I've already washed up and I'm wearing the outfit you like the most. Victor came up. With both hands behind Lynn, he pushed her down. A scream. A pool of blood. Looking at Lynn lying on the ground, clutching her stomach, Victor remained indifferent. It wasn't until Lynn lost too much blood and fainted that he took her to the hospital. Lynn woke up, feeling her empty stomach, and cried. "Brother Victor, where is the child? Where is our child?" Victor said lightly, "He's dead." Lynn couldn't bear it and fainted again. When I woke up again, the same question came back. "Why? Why did you strangle the child?" Victor was momentarily stunned by these words. "It wasn't me who strangled him, it was he who died in your womb." "It was you, yes, it was you who deliberately pushed me down." Victor grabbed her hand and violently shook it off. "I merely repeated what you had done once, how did you let it get to you?" Lynn shook her head in fear, not admitting it. "You don't need to admit it, the nanny has already told me." Victor felt that fate was truly playing tricks on him. It wasn't until the nanny saw him lose his temper and seek out Elaine that she realized the true significance of the lady to him. "I was the one who took the initiative to speak the truth. I saw with my own eyes that Miss Lynn pushed the lady down. Please, sir, do not dismiss me, this matter was my fault. It was Miss Lynn who told me not to say anything. She said you loved her, that you did not like the lady, that you did not want the child in the lady's womb, and that it was you who made her push." Victor was struck by the news as if hit by lightning. It was because he believed Lynn's words that he thought Elaine was out to harm others, only to end up harming himself. He thought, since that's the case, let's punish the bad guy. After all, she is his wife. As the legitimate lady, she should be a bit more generous. Using Lynn's desire to have his first child as an excuse, he did something he could never forgive himself for. Lynn heard that the matter was exposed, her eyes wide open like a terrified bird. "Then my uterus, is it still there? What do you say?" Lynn cried and threw a tantrum after Victor slapped her. "If it weren't for you, how could I have lost the person I love the most?" Lynn stared blankly at the person in front of her, gritting her teeth as she cursed, "You deserve it. You can't control your lower body, and you can't control your heart, you should die. You should die. Ha ha ha, it was me who had the doctor remove Elaine's uterus, ha ha ha, it was me, it was me. I'll drive you crazy, I'll drive you crazy." Victor easily kicked the person to the ground. He called a psychiatrist, and after prescribing a sedative, took the person to the mental hospital. This mental hospital is classified as one where recovery is no longer possible. Lynn thought her family would come to save her. Her family had long been dismissed by money. I still met with Victor. It was a bit unexpected. Considering the timing, Lynn should have just given birth not long ago, yet she came to find me? What is she plotting? To bring me good news? He looked at me in surprise. My outfit was very different from before. It was all appropriate and suitable to match the family status. Especially anything that showed a little skin was not acceptable. Now I am wearing a spaghetti strap dress. Victor said shyly, "It's beautiful. Can I buy you a cup of coffee?" Perhaps my divorce from him still lacks a formal farewell. Having a place makes it less awkward. Victor ordered me a latte. "How have you been?" Pretty good." He seems to want me to care about him, but I won't. I finally managed to escape. Everything now is free and easy. He kept staring at me with intense eyes, and I glared back at him. Victor shrugged, and I felt relaxed as well. I raised an eyebrow, pondering his meaning. Lynn's child couldn't be kept. The uterus was also removed by me. My stress response, "You're using the same old trick again, it's really disgusting." Victor retorted, "No, I'm doing this for you." You do bad things and really know how to make excuses, and now you're blaming me? No. Elaine, let me explain it to you properly. Victor slowly began to speak, revealing the truth that he knew, that it was Lynn who pushed me. He even took out a recording to prove that it was Lynn who made the decision to have my uterus removed. He also said that he has already severed ties with his parents and basically doesn't contact them anymore. "Come back, I will love you well and won't let anyone bully you again." It sounds so easy, so effortless. What makes you think that if you speak, I will obediently come back? I looked at him with a mocking gaze. Victor, you no longer have the right to choose. We are divorced, but I was not informed about the divorce. I can sue to annul the divorce. He speaks so lightly of it. Does he still want to threaten me? I won't fall for his tricks. It's up to you. It's someone your parents found through their connections, it has nothing to do with me. The meaning is simple and clear. Victor's face also showed uncertainty, filled with bitterness. Do you really not want to get back together with me? No, I don't. Are you serious? I laughed. Victor, do I look like I'm joking with you? Is our relationship something that can just fall apart? He speaks with such deep emotion, making it seem like I did something wrong to hurt him. I'm impatient, there's nothing left for us to talk about. Why? Why must you divorce me? Our emotional foundation is very deep. From the very beginning, I said that Lynn's existence would not shake the marriage between you and me. I will not divorce, and I will definitely not marry her. Victor frowned, eager to express his heartfelt feelings. You see, even after you left me, I didn't marry her. Isn't that enough to prove my sincerity to you? I really want to knock on Victor's head to see what's inside. As always, he still uses the same excuse. He says he loves me, yet does things that hurt me. I lifted the coffee in front of me and splashed it forcefully. When the child was born and let out its first cry, you strangled him. My womb is gone because of you. You promised me to punish Lynn. Your punishment is to make strawberries on her belly. During the confinement period, you had the nanny supervise me. Am I your dog, Victor? Victor seemed to have just remembered these things, his face showing terror. After all, how could a villain possibly keep their misdeeds firmly in mind? Only the victims can engrave each and every hurt deep in their hearts. He stammered, unable to say a complete sentence. I looked at him with disdain. You went out in the middle of the night to find Lynn, took her to your parents' house, which means you want your parents to know about her existence. Now that you're in front of your parents, isn't it better if I give you some space? Why can't you cherish this properly? Victor's parched throat finally found its voice. I'm sorry, please give me a chance to make it up to you. I scoffed, it doesn't matter anymore. Victor, don't ever show up in front of me again, or I can't guarantee that I won't do something that will ruin your reputation. Victor's voice came from behind. I'll wait for you to come back home. Victor never gave up. Those in the circle, relatives and friends all knew he had turned over a new leaf and was waiting for me to return. There were also people who contacted me, urging me to go back. I blocked and deleted all such people, successfully avoiding them on my social media. Because of this, many people scold me for not knowing what's good for me. Clearly, it's for my own good. I could easily go back home and be a rich lady, yet I insist on being a beast of burden abroad. Crazy. Without experiencing my hardships, what right do they have to stand on a moral high ground and criticize me? And I, having learned and improved my career, am also a person who relies on strength. Being abroad was never a big deal. After 5 years, I returned. Back to my homeland, my heart settled at once. Although 5 years have passed, a good best friend is still a good best friend. She held a homecoming ceremony for me. Some old friends came, and we are no longer the young ones we used to be, which brought a sense of nostalgia. A drunk friend pulled me and talked about the past, saying how great it would be if the teacher were still alive. You wouldn't have to suffer so much. My best friend tried to smooth things over, saying not to talk about sad things and to say something happy instead. All right, let's not talk about that anymore. My friend had a mysterious look on their face, saying I would know soon. They promised me a big surprise. Instead of a surprise, I ended up getting a scare. Victor stood in front of me again, and some memories from the past surged to the forefront of my mind. He handed me the prepared flowers. I didn't take them. I'm no longer a little girl. I'm also not at the age where a bouquet of flowers can make me happy. Moreover, my financial situation is quite impressive now. I can buy any flowers or luxury items I want. Victor looked despondent. The classmates present were teasing me to accept it, claiming that such a beautiful flower deserves a beauty. I still didn't take it. My best friend shouted loudly, "Today is Elaine's welcome party. You're not here to welcome her, so hurry up and get lost." Who are you telling to get lost? You. We have all passed the age of youthful recklessness, no longer in the days when we would quarrel and then laugh it off to make up. Everyone has silently chosen to sever ties. I listened to the roars and curses around me. I didn't want to see this pile of troublesome people and things for even a second. I ran away with my best friend. The whistling breeze was very pleasant. Instead of deciding for others, it's better to make my own choices. Victor's parents came to see me, but I ignored them. They aren't foolish either, they approached me under the guise of a business collaboration. It's foolish not to make money. Besides, earning their money would make me even happier. It's 3 times higher than the normal market price, isn't that reasonable? Making a couple of million off him isn't too much to ask, right? Although Victor's parents were twitching at the corners of their mouths, they agreed. All right, Victor, let's have a pleasant cooperation. Victor's mother finally couldn't hold back and apologized. Elaine, it was the prejudice against your dad, your uncle, that made you feel wronged. I'm sorry for the 5-year delay in apologizing. Well, I accept your apology. So, can you remarry Victor? He still can't forget you. Victor's mother was surprised and hopeful. I slowly said, isn't it a bit too early to be happy? Accepting your apology doesn't mean you are the same as before. So what do you want? As long as we have it, we can give it to you. What you have, I also have. I stifled a laugh, watching their faces turn bright red. Victor always pinned his hopes on my return to the country. He thought everything would be fine once I came back. It was completely useless. He even waited for me early in the cemetery on the child's anniversary. The baby must hope that mom and dad will get back together, right? I am very angry. How could he have the face to do this? He knows who strangled him. Victor was speechless, his dry mouth moved, but he didn't say the last word. I know that after this time, Victor will no longer come to find me. His news occasionally flies into my ears. There's nothing I can do. Victor's father and my collaboration continued, with the company interactions inevitably leading to gossip. Victor resigned from his position as general manager and became addicted to drinking. Victor's parents wore worried expressions every day. Someone suggested, why not bring Lynn from the mental hospital? Even if it's out of hatred, as long as it can bring Victor back to life, it's worth it. Lynn found him. Seeing the utterly drunk Victor, she felt a great sense of satisfaction. On the surface, she agreed to everything, but behind his back, she tormented Victor. Insults and beatings were truly inflicted upon him. He did not resist. Because he wanted to die. At first, Lynn was quite enthusiastic, but later realized that this was exactly what he wanted, and that wouldn't do. So she changed her way of tormenting him. Every day she would say something about how she had framed Elaine. Victor was in agony, nearly going insane. He squeezed Lynn hard, trying to choke her to death. Fortunately, Victor's parents saw it on the surveillance and intervened. Lynn was sent back to the mental hospital again, and she was in utter despair, wishing she had been choked to death at that moment. Victor had completely lost his spirit, and his body was severely damaged. At the brink of death, he seemed to see a girl with twin ponytails standing in front of him, calling out to him sweetly, "Hello, brother." Beside her was his teacher, smiling with a kind expression.